Action is underway in the U20s here at ISBHF World Juniors. Scoreless on the floor between USA and Slovakia. Penalty on the play was Mike Malloy. Tripping minor on Mike Malloy gives Slovakia the early power play chance. Looking at the league table in the U20s before the game started. A regulation time USA win would set up a three-way tie for second place behind Team Canada, and set the mathematicians at ISBHF a headache of sorting out the tiebreaker. So we'll see how things pan out over the next 45 minutes. Remember, in the 6-team round robin, only the top 2 will play for a gold medal. Teams 3 and 4 will play for bronze, and teams 5 and 6, that's already sorted. That's Switzerland and Great Britain. They'll play this evening in the placement game. The last U20 group game is 3:30 this afternoon, Czech Republic v Canada. And when we come to that, we'll know exactly what results will mean in terms of qualification. We'll of course let you know as things progress throughout the day. On the power play for Slovakia, another 38 seconds of the man advantage. It's behind the USA net. Six seconds left on the power play. We'll take another minor though against the USA. Dennis Hickey for a slash and a short 5-on-3 for Slovakia. 6 seconds before Malloy returns to the floor. So Slovakia send a man back into the neutral zone to cover the returning USA player. .10:05 to play. Power play continues for Slovakia. First man back on the floor, so just a 5-on-4. Stick to side. Power play continues. 14 is Bednarczyk. Bednarczyk shoots and scores from inside the blue line. Christian Bednarczyk for Slovakia. The extended power play proves crucial again, and so in all 3 games. Power play continues. 14 is Bednarczyk. Bednarczyk shoots and scores. Between the USA and Slovakia this morning, we've seen an early power play goal for the team in white. Bednarczyk shoots and scores. Slovakia 1, USA 0. From inside the blue line. Just over 5 minutes played here in our opening period. Bednarczyk then from Alejnik. And Slovakia on the board, USA. A lot of play in the neutral zone coming forward for USA is Battaglini. Shots wide of the net. That was from Steve Cian. Diving play in the attacking zone. Kept alive by USA. It's behind the Slovakia net. Ball still live, looking for the man in the slot. Turn shot, blocked by the defense. And Slovakia bring it away. 16 is Simko. .8:45 to play in the first period. Slovakia with the early goal, lead by a 1-0, bringing out of defense. On their own blue line, this is Novak. Novak throws it forward and chases against Ryan Daly. Knocked off it by Daly, but the shot comes in from Slovakia. It's over the top and down the floor. Icing waved off. It's Erzing. Erzing chasing against Honko. Round the boards from Slovakia. And they bring it forward. Neutral zone. Turned over to USA. USA forward to Erzing. Erzing playing in against the boards. Contact against the boards. Play continues. Down low with Slovakia. Lifted down the floor. It's going to be icing. Goes all the way. And we'll come back to the Slovakia net. .7:47 to play in the first. USA 0, Slovakia 1. So we mentioned the fact the USA regulation win would cause a mathematical headache. A win for the Slovakians here would move them ahead of the Czech Republic in the standings, and then the Czech Republic play Canada later on, and they would now need to match whatever result the Slovakians get here. So as it stands, Czechs and Slovaks 9 points each. Czech Republic won the head-to-head match, so they have the tiebreaker. So Slovakia would need to finish ahead on points to make it into the final. The Czech Republic only need to finish level on points with Slovakia. And if you understand all of that, then you can take charge of the standings for next year's tournament. Shoots and scores. It's great patience in front of the net from Bednarczyk, his second of the game. And breaks it open, a 2-goal lead. Down low, across the crease, waited for the man to commit. Great patience and then lifted it into the empty net. We'll see this again. Shoots and scores. Netman goes
great
down.
patience in front of the
And
net.
goes high into the net for the second goal. 6:57 on the clock. It's USA 0, Slovakia 2. From the restart, we're in the Slovakia zone. Battling along the boards. Pushed into the boards behind the net. Still play forwards. Kept in at the red line by Cian. Cian down low is Abruzzo. Still in the Slovakia zone. Counting down to 6 minutes to play. Patience again from Slovakia. 61, Kratoshvili. Up to Temechko. Temechko forward is Durkec. Durkec turns getaways from his man across the top of the crease and nudged off the ball, but regains composure, throws it on net. Is from Temechko. 12 is Durkec against the far boards for Slovakia. Now Bednar and Durkec working as a pair on the far side. A lot of possession for Slovakia in these early minutes, coming down to 5 minutes to play. holding penalty comes against USA's 91 Cam Cordio. So unsportsmanlike conduct against Slovakia. Wipes out the power play. So we're going 5-on-5. Just over 10 minutes gone by. Turned over in the neutral zone. 21 for Slovakia's Novak. Novak drops it to the blue line, and Branslavswick throws it across net. Comes back off the boards. Kept in by Slovakia. Turns, shoots, hits the defenseman in front. He's bumped into the boards, and USA can bring it away. Kept in at the red line. Shot from Dennis Hickey. Hickey goes wide, and it's covered up behind the Slovakia net. Another pair of coincidental minors coming in. So we stay at 5-on-5. So we've got 2 men aside in the box, but still at full strength on the floor. Slovakia moving around in their own zone. 3:45 to play, period 1. USA 0, Slovakia 2. The penultimate U20 group game here at the World Juniors. Loose in front. Saves at the side of the net. More pushing and shoving after the whistle. Referees get in between them, and we'll have a line change. Cool some tempers on the floor. 3.5 to play. Face-off will stay inside the American zone. First pair of coincidental minors expire. The players return to the floor. Whistle for the stoppage in the far corner of the Slovakia zone. 3 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. I will stay in the attacking zone for USA. Face-off violation on the USA side, so we need a new sentiment for USA. Finds one back on the USA side, tries to force it towards net, rebounds into the corner. Played at the red line by Slovakia. Gains the zone. Scrambling between the USA defense, one back. Possession with Slovakia. Shot hits the defenseman in front of the net. Still continue in the attacking zone for Slovakia. 2.5 minutes in the first period. Clear down the floor. Icing on the floor. Come back to the USA zone for the face-off. Line changes both ways once again. Face-off. Clean win for Slovakia. It's in the corner around behind the USA net. Collecting it for USA's Dingler. Dingler to Malisi. Trying to get it around behind the net. It was interrupted by Samuel Simcoe. Malisi tries again. Reverse pass into the corner. Bump at the blue line for USA. Continues with 24. Ryan Daly. Daly down into the corner. Second pair of coincidentals have expired and we're back to full complement of players on the floor and on the bench. 1:25 remaining in the first period. Slovakia with a 2-0 lead. Both goals from Christian Bednarczyk. Kept in the halfway line by Hickey, then it's cleared down the floor. Dennis Hickey will chase, collects his own ball. Played into the boards by Bednarczyk, the goal scorer for Slovakia. Good competition in the corner. USA bring it away. It's kept in though at the blue line. Fired on net and then held against the pad by the goalie for the face-off. Shoots and scores from the face-off. The shot at the blue line finds its way past the USA goalie. It's into the net. Here we see from the draw. Shoots and scores from, it's like Kratochvila at the top. Shoots and scores straight through from the face-off. That's Tim Papagno beaten for the USA. It's final minute of the first period action. It's USA 0, Slovakia 3. .61, so Kratochvila from Bednar for Slovakia. And here come the Slovaks again. Kicks up high to Svanda. Svanda throws it on net. Sticked aside by Papagno. Final 30 seconds of the first session here in the U20s. Collision at the center red line. So USA's Steve Cian ejected from the game. 5 minutes for a check to the head and a game misconduct for USA's number 2. So the final stages of period 1. It's all going wrong for the USA. Concede the third goal and now a major penalty on one of their key defensemen. So we've got a major penalty on Steve Cian, just waiting to clean the floor where the incident took place. Final few seconds of the first period. So resume play with a major penalty against the USA. So it's a 5-minute power play for Slovakia. There's only 17 seconds remaining in this first period. Brandon Harley clears it down the floor for USA, which will rub out most of the remaining time in the session. Down the floor from Slovakia. Five seconds to play. Dennis Hickey comes to take the draw for USA against Branislav Zwick. And the hooter for the end of period number 1. So 15 minutes gone by in the U20s. It's USA 0, Slovakia 3. And still 4:42 on the major penalty to Steve Sien. 5 in the game for a check to the head. So a lot to talk about for the USA and Slovakia coaches respectively. We'll take a short break and be back with period 2 action here. ISBHF World Juniors, it's the under-20s, USA 0, Slovakia 3. And we'll talk to you soon. Underway in period 2. Slovakia on the major power play. Still 3 minutes to play on the 5 game to Steve Cian. It's USA 0, Slovakia 3 here in the U20s of the World Juniors. Shot and save kept in the zone though by Slovakia. Number 12 is Durkec. Down in the corner, Bednar. Up to the point, shot across the face of goal. Philip Simon. 15 is Sibic. Sibic, the one-timer, is deflected wide into the corner for the USA. Played into the boards. Continues down low and then cleared down the floor for USA's foot race on. 27 for USA is Abruzzo. Abruzzo's fouled on the breakaway. And with 1:57 left in the major, Slovakia take a minor penalty, which means we'll be skating 4-on-4 and wipe out the remainder of the major penalty. Face off in the Slovakia zone. Bumped along the boards. Helmet comes off, so has to return to the bench for USA. Cross-court intended for Simcoe. Plays into the boards, kept alive. Spin move, makes space for himself, and then defensive plays by 24 is Ryan Daly. Played down the floor, icing is waved off behind the Slovakia net. Penalty coming on the play, possibly more than one penalty. Touch up by Papagno. Holding penalty on the USA. So go 4-on-3. 3:42 gone by in period 2. Power play for Slovakia. 4 against 3 in the USA zone. Comes back though on the USA side. 24 Daly. Daly up the floor. And it's Evan Pato gives up on the chase and comes back to the blue line to trap against the onrushing forwards. Bednarczyk tries to gain his way into the zone. Comes back over the red line and Slovakia have to clear through Olejnik. Miroslav Olejnik over the red line for Slovakia. Looks for the best way into the attacking zone. We've got 3 men along the blue line from each team. Dumps it in. Attempted backhand cleared from Ersing. Doesn't work. It's in the zone with Slovakia. 1 minute 6 seconds on the power play time. Shot is deflected. Each team has a player return to the floor, so we're now 5-on-4 for Slovakia. 14 is Bednarczyk along the blue line. Sandor stays high at the point. Got Bednarczyk on his near side. Score of 2 goals already. Goes high. over the net of Tim Papagno. And we continue on the power play. This one time that's wide of the mark again, goes through the crease, but misses the post by a foot or two. And then a shot deflected by the USA defense, fired down the floor. The final few seconds of the minor penalty, and Villano back on the floor for USA, so a 5-on-5. Brandon Harley rims it round, kept in the blue line by Simon. Marcelo Nicoletti into the box for USA, and Slovakia return to the power play. 9 minutes to play in the period. Still 3-0 scoreline for Slovakia. And Slovaks with a attacking face-off. Clean win by Hickey, and down the floor by the USA. So they hold the line again at the top of their defensive zone and make Slovakia carry it right the way through to gain the blue line and set them. So it's fired in by Durkach. Down low is Harley for USA. Held against the boards and then lifted down the floor once again. .33 in net is Surak. He sweeps it down the floor, and then the clearance hits the USA captain in the center ice, but then reflects into the corner. So more time wasted on the power play. We're down to 1:10, and Slovakia still haven't set up in the USA zone. And then the clearance from behind the net from Cordio into the... Patrick Hickey feeling the effects of the challenge against the boards. And cross-checking is the call. So go 4-on-4, 38 seconds. Attacking face-off for the USA. On 4 then, 38 seconds, and the USA will go to the power play, trailing 3-0 here in the second period of our U20s. Face-off win on the Slovakia side, stripped behind the net. Surak goes to the bench, all the way on the long change. He manages to make it. Good play from the netminder running to the bench. Extra attacker on the floor for Slovakia, operating the delay penalty. Still in the neutral zone, gains the zone with Zwick. Zwick to Kratoshvili. Reverse pass. Just as Nicoletti, beg pardon, returns to the floor. And then Slovakia give up the play. So it's USA's Avampato goes for a tripping. And 4-on-4 once again. Slovakia fakes the shot from Alejnik. And now it's Hickey in the face-off circle in his own zone. Wants to be a bit further away from the net than that, but strong forecheck from the Slovakian. First man in the zone is Simon. Simon stays on the forecheck. 4 on 4. Another 40 seconds. Up the 4 boards, Erzing for USA. Running into the slot, Dennis Hickey with a shot over the top. Cordio trying to get in top of the crease to touch it home, but no contact made. Then in the slot, under the stick of Erzing. Slovakia return to full strength. Short power play. Carrying it forward in the neutral zone. 19, Sandor goes up and out of play. We'll stay in the USA zone for the face-off. Five and a half minutes to play. Here are the ISBHF World Juniors. US 0, Slovakia 3. 29-second power play remaining for Slovakia. '61, Kratoshvili. Moving the ball. Saved by Papagno. It's loose in front and then hangs on. It's under the pad of USA's Tim Papagno. Final few seconds of the power play. Avampato back to the floor for America. Slovakian player down on the floor. Face off in the neutral zone. Glove down by Nicoletti. Fires it down the floor for USA. Chasing into the corners. Palumbo. Palumbo wins it. Got a man in front if he can find him. Instead it's deflects back into the corner. Hacked down by Slovakia. Chases back. Austin Major. Gained the zone for Slovakia, cleared down the floor. Deflected, so no icing on the play. And as it is, Surak clears it from in front of his net. No icing, foot race down the floor. Tomechko gets there first for Slovakia. Looks to bring it up high for Alashiri. Keeps it against the boards. It's coming to the final 3:45 in the second period. Brought away by USA. 26 is Battaglini. Across the floor on the red line. It's taken by Slovakia. Down the floor is Palumbo. Palumbo. 97's Malloy. Switches now with Hickey. Comes onto the floor. Attacking play for the USA, Dennis Hickey. behind the net. Comes out in front, it's Timmy Ryan scrambling in front. And it's all pushing and shoving in front of the Slovakia net. So we have some penalties to sort out. It was USA's Cordio ejected, presumably for misconduct. Also be minor penalties for the original skirmish in front of the net. We've 2:47 to play in the second period. It's USA 0, Slovakia 3. So we have matching minor penalties on the play, and then the penalties to Cam Cordio. So it's Dennis Hickey for USA as a roughing minor. Ivan Svantner for Slovakia as a roughing minor. And then Cordio for the USA, a 10-minute misconduct, a game misconduct, and a gross misconduct. So we're still at even strength on the floor with 2 minutes to play in the second period. USA 0, Slovakia 3. Slovakia player down on the floor. So we get the stoppage with 1:47 to play. Final 1:45 of period 2. USA 0, Slovakia 3. Balls into the US bench just inside the red line. Cleared down the floor, intended for Bednarczyk, who's still on a hat-trick if he can get another goal here this afternoon. Into the netting. In the Slovak zone, Palumbo going against Zwick. Comes back on the Czech side, battling along the boards in the corner. USA win it though with Malloy. Malloy leaves it for the corner, kept it at the blue line. And it's cleared by Czech Republic. The Slovakia number 19, Sandor. Can't clear it properly, and USA gain the zone. Final minute here of the second period. Bednarczyk, he's there on the doorstep. Quickly behind the US net. Swift counter-attack from Slovakia. Kicks it up to the red line, 25. Is Horvath. Bednarczyk has a hack and a whack at Abruzzo for USA. Bednarczyk again. The one-timer intended for 18 was Bednar. Bednar was pushed off it. So we have another penalty minor against the USA. 20 seconds to go. Sam Malisi for USA, cross-checking minor with the Slovakians going to the power play. Down the floor with the USA, short-handed play, gains the zone. It's held up at the blue line, across the floor from Slovakia at the red line. And then the hooter sounds at the end of period 2. So our second interval here with the under-20s. USA 0, Slovakia 3. More penalties to come at the start of period 3. We'll take our interval. I'll come back with the information at the start of period 3, but for now, it's USA 0, Slovakia 3, and we'll be back soon. Underway in period 3. Here with the U20s of USA and Slovakia. Brandon Hawley for USA. Shoot. Saved by Slovakia. Penalties coming on the play. Holding against Slovakia. Gives us a 4-on-4 play. In the zone for USA, Dennis Hickey. Backhands into the slot, cleared for Slovakia. Interference penalty on Slovakia. And USA to a short 5-on-3 for 36 seconds. Attacking zone face-off. 36 seconds of a two-man advantage. Shot saved by Surak. Into the neutral zone, still with USA. 61, Kratochvila. Has to go all the way back to the goal line to collect. 15 seconds on the 5-on-3. USA's Avan Pato couldn't collect the initial pass, so we're back up at the blue line. One man about to return to the floor. Pad save from Surak. 13's out of the box for Slovakia. Foot race into the corner. It's Branislav Zwick for Slovakia. He's outnumbered 2-1. So retreats to the blue line. Where Slovakia look to set up along their defensive zone. 77's Ryan for USA. Back to Malloy. Malloy is running the point. Down to Timmy Ryan. Got 55 seconds on the power play for USA. Avan Pato cross is cut out. And it's a foot race down the floor. This is Sibic. Sibic. Good play from Malloy. It gets to the ball from behind and breaks up the breakaway for Slovakia. It's USA at their own goal line. Patrick Hickey, final 30 seconds of the power play. Forward to Timmy Ryan, gains the zone. Harley to Ryan. Shot doesn't get through, it's blocked in front. Backhand down the floor. Stopped by Papagno. Puts it straight back towards Timmy Ryan, but it's cut out by Matuska. So Harley gets the ball for USA into the corner for Ryan to chase. Slovakia back to 5 men. We've got a full complement on the floor once again. And we've got 10:45 to play. Down the floor, Brandon Harley chases it back. It is called for icing. And we go back to the Slovakia zone. Ten minutes, 39 seconds to play here in the period. Ten and a half to play. It's in the Slovakia zone. Novak brings it forward. Give and go. This is Dominic Novak. Shoots wide of the net. Try to go high blocker on Papanio. Instead went missed the net completely. Still with the Slovakians. Shoots and scores. Samuel Simko from the bottom of the face-off circle. High blocker on Papanio. Instead went missed the net completely. Dot the I's and cross the T's on this one. I think this one is done. It's USA 0. Slovakia 4. 10:15 to play.
Still with the
Here in the
Slovakians.
under-20s. ISBHF World Juniors. Penultimate under-20 group game, where a Slovakian win will put the pressure on the Czech Republic to get something from Canada later today to prevent a Canada-Slovakia final. So that's Simko from Kvaida. And it's a 4-0 scoreline for Slovakia. This is Simon. Simon nudged off it by Hickey. Dennis Hickey stops in his own zone, looking for the outlet pass, gives it on this near side to Battaglini, to 88 Volano. Volano throws it on net. It's broken up and Slovakia come forward again. Philip Simon. Simon beaten to by Papanio. Ball is on this blue line. Dennis Hickey lifts it forward. Along these near boards, 26 is Battaglini for USA. Kept in at the blue line. Minov tries to find Malisi. Instead it's with Daly. Daly over the red, over the blue for Ryan Daly, down the floor into the corner of the Slovakia zone. Checked by Alejnik. Malloy's behind the net. Timmy Ryan holds it against the ball with the corner. USA running back for it. It's waved off for icing. So have to play it all the way from behind their own goal. Around the boards evades Ryan and does go for icing at the other end of the court. Eight minutes 15 to play. Slovakia change up their netminder. Lucas Sadlon now between the pipes for Slovakia for the final 8 minutes plus change. Lifted forward, hits the lights up in the roof. So go in a neutral zone face-off. Exactly 8 minutes on the clock. USA 0, Slovakia 4. Face-off stays in the Slovakia zone. Comes back on the USA side. Kept in by Nicoletti. Nicoletti can't get the shot away first time. Under pressure at the red line, brought down. Play continues, dumps it into the corner for Avampato. Avampato against the boards. Sticks in, trying to get the ball away. Avampato does so. Saved by Sadlon. Early action for the new goalie for Slovakia. Got down with a glove save. Smartly on that one. To save from Austin Avampato. Ball into the nets. Above the plexiglass here in front of us, and we'll take a face off just outside the Slovakia blue line. Gone past the halfway mark of the third period. 7:23 to play. USA 0, Slovakia 4. Cleanman from the face-off. Around the boards, USA, this is Marchese. Volano to the face-off circle, it's dispossessed. And USA have to retreat quickly. It's brought forward by Gajos. Gajos to Honko. That's wide of the mark against Tim Papagno's net. Carries it forward, a slashing penalty coming against Slovakia's Miroslav Gajdos. More power play time for the USA. 6:47 remains. USA down by 4-0. Both centermen kicked out, so we go again. Back on the USA side with Ryan. Exchanging passes down low, looking for the pass into the slot. Doesn't find Dennis Hickey. And then clear down the floor. Slovakia down to 4, bringing it forward is Harley. Backhanded in by Hickey. Played by Sadlon for Slovakia. Penalties coming again against Slovakia. A tripping call puts USA 5-on-3 for 1:22. Branislav Zwick for Slovakia. 5-on-3 for 1:22. Then USA, can they get themselves on the board in this third period? Behind the net, looks for the outlet. This is Malloy. Wide of the net and into the netting above the plexi. Face-off moves. Still to the right of the Slovakian net. Hickey goes in for it, loses out. Tries the clearance. Stays in the boards. On this near side, this is Malloy in the neutral zone. Turns, faces the Slovakian net. Across the blue line. Playing with Steve Ersing at the top. We've got Timmy Ryan at the back stick. Tries to bat it in out of the air. Timmy Ryan doesn't get it on target. Back up to Malloy. USA collapsed down quite low. Ersing's shot is blocked by Horvath for Slovakia. Still USA keep it alive at their blue line. Ersing And that one's high and wide. Comes all the way around the boards from USA. Steve Erzing has to run back to collect. Gets it to the Slovakia blue line. This is Timmy Ryan. Carries it in on a stick, throws it on net, and then tries to hack it in. It's covered up against the post. Lucas Sadlon making the save at the post. Ryan saw the ball as fair game, still went at it. Plays blown down. Erzing at the blue line, got 5 seconds on the two-man advantage. Save again by Sadlon. As 5-on-4 for the next 30 seconds as Slovakia have a player return to the floor. Is Avan Pato round behind the net. Half cleared. Shot on net. Scores! USA find the net. Anthony Abruzzo with the goal. Power play with Avan Pato round behind the net. Half cleared. Shot on net. Just under 5
Scores!
minutes to play.
USA find the net.
There's Avan Pato round behind the net. USA make it onto the scoreboard. USA 1.
Scores! USA
Slovakia
find
4.
the net.
Four minutes and 20 seconds to play. Loose in the Slovakia zone. Breaking down the floor is the Slovakia. Turns at the top of the face-off circle, looks to backhand it in. Cleared down the floor from USA. Icing waved off. Slovakia with 91. Svantner throws it up. 21 is Novak. Novak into the zone for Slovakia. Played against the boards on the far side from us. Still has it. 18 is now Bednar. Bednar tries to go down low. Loose in front, cleared away into the corner. This is Sam Malisi for USA. Turn and shot from Slovakia. Can't get the shot away. Sprawling defense from USA. Papanio's down on the floor. And it's down the floor. Icing waved off. Three minutes to play in the game. It's USA 1, Slovakia 4. Lifted forwards at the USA blue line. Number 4 is Nicoletti for America. Turns and faces his own zone at the US blue line. Cross to Hickey at the Slovakia blue line. Hickey can't collect it the first time. Bundled off it by Horvath. Cycles down low. Kicks it up to the blue line for USA. Hickey ran behind the net again. Again, a quick Slovakian counter-attack on its way. 17 on the near side to us. Simon. Throw it into the centre. He's looking for Zwick. Couldn't find it, and it goes down the floor for icing. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to play here in the third period. USA 1, Slovakia 4. Face-off wins on the USA side. Kept in at the zone by Slovakia. Held against the boards is Bednar. Bednar behind the net to Durkec. Durkec to Kratochvila. Durkec goes high for the shots, tipped in front. Goes wide of the US net. Plays now in the corner with Sibic. Sibic. Behind the net again is Durkec. Kratochvila at the blue line, stays in the zone. Final 1 minute 15. Slovakia will end the game as they began, in possession in the USA zone. Lifted forward. 61 follows it through. Sadlon for Slovakia covers up. And Kratochvila nudged over his own goalie at the face-off. We'll go 55 seconds from the end of regulation time. USA 1, Slovakia 4. So we know that Canada will play for gold, USA will play for bronze. The other two spots between the Czech Republic and Slovakia will be decided in the final game later today, which is Canada versus the Czech Republic. Ball lifted into the corner, USA going forward. Dingle is in the corner. Stop played against the boards by Kvajda. Final counter-attack. Could this be the last action from Slovakia? Shot, block of save. Papanio stays in play. Erzing puts a check on the man against the boards behind the USA. 5 seconds to play. Banging on the boards, the Slovakians. Players and supporters behind the bench celebrating a 4-1 win, which for now puts them in second place in the standings. They'll have to wait and see what happens later between Canada and the Czech Republic to see if it's a bronze medal game or the gold medal game for Slovakia on Tuesday. The USA will play for bronze. We know that is for sure. 12 noon on Monday. We'll have our players of the game and the Slovakian anthem. Next on the floor will be the under-18s of the Czech Republic and Canada. That's in around half an hour's time. And then the final round-robin game is Czech Republic, Canada U20s. That's at 3:30. So there on the screen you see the latest table as things stand. Canada 12 points, Slovakia 12 points. Canada have beaten Slovakia, so they get the head-to-head on that one. Then Czech Republic 9, USA 6, Switzerland 3, Great Britain 0. So the Czech Republic need to a regulation win. A regulation win would put all three teams on 12 points, and then we go to the results between them. Anthony Abruzzo for USA gets the Bauer UK Player of the Game award. Bednarczyk for Slovakia. 2 goals in the first period from Christian Bednarczyk. They are your Bauer-sponsored Man of the Match winners. We'll finish with the anthem of the Slovakian national team, and we'll be back in just under half an hour with the Czech Republic versus Canada under-18s as the round-robin stage of the World Juniors comes to a close here at Sheffield 2016. Thanks for your company during this game. We'll see you soon for the next game. Bye for now.